This is the new and improved intro for Strange New Worlds Season 3, featuring some new ships. You know I like ships, so we're going to break this down ship-wise and see what's going on with it. Let's just hit play and see what's popping here. Okay, this is the same. This is just the Enterprise starting up, whatever. I always wonder what those three dots were. A long time ago, I used to think they were like an auxiliary deflector. There's our impulse engines, of course. Very different than what we've seen in TOS. Look, I think it's a D7. Is this a D7? You know I love the D7, but the more you add to it, the more you take away, I think. And I prefer the old style blocky flat D7. Now, this is the new shuttle, like the new, butter dish. The old shuttle from TOS. We always called it the butter dish because it looks like something you store butter in. This one's really cool. I actually do like this, and this has been on Strange New Worlds before. I really like this new kind of more angular one. It kind of reads as TOS, but it's also very different. I think it's cool. Like, just for what this is, if you're thinking of this as some kind of alternate TOS timeline, I actually really like this. And I think this was in the first episode of Strange New Worlds. Isn't this the shuttle that April gets off of? Anyway, I think it's really cool, but, nothing is ever going to beat TOS. Nor should it try. Okay, here we're back at this big starbase with all these internal kind of areas here. These little biodomes. Making one wonder why the characters from Discovery, who presumably saw this when they went to the future, were so impressed by the ones they had there when they had this back home in their own timeline. But there's a key detail here. There's new ships. We're seeing a lot of new ships. And so far, for me, Strange New Worlds has been weak on ships, other than the Enterprise. But here we go. We're seeing all kinds of new ships. And here's where the actual point of this video comes into play. What's going on here? Look at this. What is this? Is this it looks like we got underslung nacelles. Some type of Reliant type thing. Miranda class. Of course, this is before the Miranda class, per se. But you never know. This is alternate timeline shenanigans. This ship on the left is not the same. It's different. But it looks like it could have a pod on top. I don't know. Okay, here's where I got interested in this. Look here. See that? Look at the way the saucer is recessed here. This is a crossfield type saucer. And I think this one is too. So we're bringing in the kind of older Discovery style of ship design here to bring it, into canon per se visually with Strange New Worlds. We got the red impulse engines here. That's good. For a while in Discovery, we were seeing purple engines and other weird things like that. The pennants on the sides of these nacelles are so bright. I thought they were emitting red light. I think they're too bright. There's something going on. They have their own light source in 3D, or they're emitting light. It's weird, or they got some kind of there's a rendering problem, or the material is broken, but they seem too bright to me. This doesn't really make a lot of sense. They should have lit the scene a lot more flatly if they wanted me to see that. Okay, check this out. This one it's calls to mind the Nebula class from TNG. Look at this pod on top. I bet you it's triangular in shape. We got the underslung nacelles. That's cool. Check this out. Down here, ask anyone from far away, they'd say that's another Constitution. But I don't know. We have another ship here. Wait. Go back now. Go back now. I think this could be another Constitution right here, but I'm not 100%. This looks like something like cargo pod. Another one with cargo. These are those two ships from earlier. I have no idea what this is, but it looks like an upside down Constitution. I don't know. Again, crossfield type saucers. And this looks like this ship here. Looks an awful lot like an NX type. Look at this. See these pontoons that kind of stick out of the saucer here and here? Does that not read as NX-01 to you? With newer style impulse engines. Look, we got that. Look, we got the pod in the center between the two nacelles. Eh? And this could be the same type of ship here. I'm not sure. It feels like this cargo pod could be attached to this ship. Not 100%. In which case, it's like a variant of the Constitution. Because it does really remind me of it. This is the ship they want us to see. This is the ship they're confident in. It is a 2-nacelle ship underslung with a pod. That could really easily be the same ship here. I feel like these are different, but I'm not sure. I don't know. But it feels like one of these is the exact same ship as this. These two are probably the same type of ship. So really we got 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 different types of ship here, and I have no clue what that is. There's not enough visual information for me to make it out. But the long and short of it is that we have a few new ships here. Nothing is really incredible. Like, nothing is really wowing me. Everything here is pretty much standard fare. If you asked me to just kit bash together of like 4 or 5 different ships that were different for this intro, this is probably what I would come up with. Underslung nacelles, a pod, something like the NX, and variations on the Constitution. That's probably what I would come up with, and that's what they did. I appreciate not going too crazy, but at the same time, it would have been cool to see, like, you know, a 4-nacelle ship here somewhere. I don't know. Something that was clearly a precursor to the Miranda, like more obviously, because you know it's coming, right? You know it's around the corner. So that design language could actually, you know, we could be seeing it here, even though we've got a while to go till the, you know, quote unquote motion picture, even though this is like an alternate timeline. Whenever I look at this and I remember that it's an alternate timeline, I remember I can just do whatever I want, which is what they want to do, whatever they want. Why didn't they just make it set an entirely new timeline? Or make it set, not timeline, I mean, make it set, you know, 100 years after TNG. I don't know. We got centuries to play with. But here we are in TOS land with different looking ships. I mean, it all, you can't say it doesn't look amazing. Can't say that. There's something different about this saucer's bridge section. I'm not sure what it is. This saucer, by comparison, it looks so pared down. It looks more TOS-y. Like, there's nothing behind the bridge module that they would normally stick there. But it's very bland, which is good, right? It's more in line with how you expect this would work. Very curious. But what do you think? What do you think of the new intro? And what do you think of these new ships? That was the new opening credits for Strange New Worlds with however many new ships I just explained to you were there. Anyway, that about wraps it up.